with Burt Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. From politics to entertainment, from social issues to lifestyles, from newsmakers to pop culture. If it's Jersey, it's on Jersey Central with Burt Barron, 732-545-9282. Or toll free at 888-545-9282.
736 back on Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio WCTC. Coming up after the 8 o'clock news, going to be joined live in studio by one of the singers and one of the performers, the musical director of the Brothers in Harmony vocal group. And you're going to have a chance to win 4 tickets to go to their concert this Saturday in Bordentown. It's a Saturday afternoon show. And they're going to be joining me in studio coming up, all right? Well, right now on the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline, let's say hello to the president of National Estate Jewelers, Barry Blank, who is back with us, and we do a feature every Tuesday morning at this time to talk about some different things that Barry is expert in, whether it's gold, diamonds, jewelry, and today we're going to focus on appraisals with Barry Blank of National Estate Jewelers. Barry, good morning. Welcome back to WCTC. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good too, my friend. Thank you very much. I think people have heard the word appraisal and they kind of have their own idea of what exactly it is. But give me, if you could, the professional definition of what an appraisal really is.
An appraisal is a quantitative analysis or evaluation of an item or object, or even a thought or an intellectual idea. And it's done by comparing it to known assets and known ideas and what their monetary value is worth. That's specifically about monetary value and how to assess it.
So you could even give an appraisal of something that's not tangible. I never looked at it that way.
Sure.
Wow.
Matter of fact,
Deep.
there are ideas. There are trademarks. Trademarks are tangible in a matter of speaking, but you can't touch them. You know.
Right.
But ideas and or concepts are appraisable or evaluatable, if that's the term.
Very good. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. But let's talk about how appraisals and they relate to you, Barry. If someone was to come in with some jewelry, some gold, some diamonds, and they go through the process of an appraisal done by you or one of the great members of your staff there, talk about what that type of appraisal is all about.
Well, first of all, there are two different people call us all the time and they say, we want an appraisal on our jewelry. We're very clear to ask one very important question. Are you looking to sell it? Or are you looking to evaluate it for another purpose? If they're looking to sell it, it's not actually an appraisal; it's an evaluation for offer. If they're looking for an insurance appraisal, which means there's 3 different types of appraisals. If they're looking for an insurance appraisal, that would be what it would cost to replace it at the current time, based upon current market, to design it, to evaluate it, to purchase all the raw materials, and to remanufacture it, or to find something like or similar. That's really what most people are looking for in an appraisal.
Okay, so a difference between an appraisal and evaluation. Okay, I had no idea that there was a difference between the two, but that's good to know. What if someone's looking for an appraiser, Barry? How does one seek out someone to do an appraisal?
Well, I'll say what I say all the time now. The best way to find an appraiser is online. There are many. All you do is look. Say you put into a search. We've heard the name Google or any other search engine. You put in the name appraiser, jewelry, or appraiser, cars, whatever you want to have appraised, and you'll get many, as they call them, hits today. You will get appraisers, different appraisal organizations like the ASA, American Society of Appraisers, or the AAA, Association of American Appraisers, or whatever they are. But many, many, many different organizations, and they will have lists of appraisers in your area.
Oh, okay. And there's even some sort of certification that goes with someone who does appraisals, and I'm guessing that it's you and the people at National Estate are all certified appraisers.
Correct. We are actually members of the ASA, or the American Society of Appraisers, and we go through a very rigorous set of testing, where actually some of our members are actually going through personal property appraising courses right now. We are certified in the Uniform Standard of Appraisal Practice, known as USPAP, which is a funny name, but And we are certified to do appraisals for the IRS and for tax purposes.
Wow. That's very cool stuff. I bet you've seen some pretty interesting things over the years with these IRS appraisals, I'm sure.
Oh, it's amazing. It's the things you see are people looking for donation credit for
Oh,
certain things, and they're looking for these. They've given these astronomical values on something that does not have the value that they've quoted on their IRS forms, and they should have done their work, gotten a certified appraiser to do it before they did their donation.
right.
Because otherwise, you end up in lots of hot water.
Rather than just what they perceive something to be worth, right?
Correct.
All right. I like that. So if someone is ready to sell an item, say jewelry, for example, should they always get that appraisal in advance and get that done before you go ahead and pull the trigger on a deal like that?
I guess the question is, people get appraisals because they really don't know what they have. The appraised value itself will not give you an idea. A retail replacement value will not give you an idea of what you can sell it for. Generally, if you want to go for a rule of thumb, it can be as low as 10% of a current appraised value and as high as 30%. So something appraised at $1,000 can be anywhere from $100 to $300 in liquid wholesale value.
I see. And then you have the choice as to whether or not you want to accept that offer or say, well, no, thanks, I'll keep it. But if you say I'm going to go to somebody else, it should be around the same ballpark number in theory, right?
In theory, that is exactly the way it works. I mean, when you're weighing gold, there's a strict formula. Diamonds can be a little bit more crucial. There can be more differences because we can't always see everything about a diamond in a setting, and there could be big variations in offers.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's say someone has an appraisal on an item, Barry. And how long is that appraisal good for? Does it have a shelf life? I mean, could you get something appraised and then, 3, 4 years later, that same number holds true? Or should an appraisal be updated frequently?
That's a really, really good question. In 1980, we had a gold spike where gold went to what we thought was an all-time high of $800. It dropped back to $275 for over 30 years. And then it hit 800, 1,000, and even 2,000. And the question is, when do we get things appraised or reappraised or reevaluated or have our appraisals updated? And that really, I would say every 5 to 10 years, because the sometimes values don't change and sometimes they do. And I think it's due diligence to have probably every 5 years is a good ballpark. But again, as I said, the gold price didn't change for 30 years.
Wow.
So it's and then rare things like diamonds, which went up for years and years and years, have now begun to the prices have begun to contract a little bit, and they are slightly lower, and it varies from small stones to larger stones. But I don't know if you know, but De Beers, the world's biggest monopoly, controls diamond prices.
De Beers, South African company, right?
South African, and they do a lot of trading in London, and they control diamond prices the best they can. But there's a lot of outside their market selling right now, so that's affecting the market too.
Okay. One last question for you, Barry, regarding appraisals. Should you always get something in writing and that has some sort of a letterhead that says that it's from a certified appraiser, and hold on to that for that period of time? You should get a written appraisal at all times, right?
Well, written appraisals serve a purpose. Written appraisal is the only thing that says that your item was physically seen by an appraiser. So the insurance company or whoever get to actually look at that appraisal and say, wow, this person really evaluated it. Now, we have to keep our notes at all times. So we can actually go back to our notes and say, yes, we did indeed see this item. Also, just on the record, if somebody asks me my evaluation of an item in public, I actually, if I want to answer that question, I have to make a paper note or a note somewhere that I actually gave them a value.
Wow.
Otherwise, I'm not covering them under my errors and omissions insurance. And that's very important. So I can't just say, well, this is worth or this is worth without actually making a note of what I'm saying, because that's all illegal. ins and outs.
Interesting. I see. Boy, there's just so much to learn and so much to know about what you do every day, Barry. And of course, you could always visit Barry and his great staff, National Estate Jewelers on Route 18 North in East Brunswick. Even if you want to just go and just ask some questions, maybe you're considering bringing some things in for an appraisal, and maybe you want to perhaps sell them. Talk to somebody over there first, and you're going to get a lot of terrific information. Barry, always great to have you on WCTC. And next week, we're going to chat about something that I'm sure people have a lot of questions about: pawnbroker loans. Everybody sees something on TV, and they think that's how it works everywhere. But we're going to talk about that next Tuesday.
Very good.
All right. Have a great weekend, Barry. Good to talk to you.
You
We'll do it
the
next
same.
week. All right. Thank you. All right. Barry Blank, my guest.